News Voice is the world's first mobile app that helps you track where your news is coming from. News Voice helps you track what corporate interests might be influencing the narratives in the news you read every day. Arm yourself against corporate media monopolies by downloading the News Voice app for free using the link right underneath this video. Donald Trump Jr. appeared on the Ingram Angle on Fox News on Thursday night, where he made the absurd, ridiculous, immoral, disgusting claim that coronavirus deaths are almost nothing. 1,000 people died in the United States of coronavirus on that day. And he is on Fox News saying these idiot liberals won't tell you that deaths are almost nothing. And by the way, if you want to learn more about his data, you can check his Instagram. I'm not kidding. Take a look at this.
These people are truly morons. You know what I mean? And I like how they go after Scott Atlas because he's not an epidemiologist, but Sanjay Gupta now magically is. I mean, give me a break, Laura. The reality is this. If you look, I put it up on my Instagram a couple days ago because I went through the CDC data because I kept hearing about new infections. But I was like, well, why aren't they talking about deaths? Oh, because the number is almost nothing, because we've gotten control of this thing. We understand how it works. They have the therapeutics to be able to deal with this. If you look at that, look at my Instagram. It's gone to almost nothing.
Right. Donald Trump Jr.'s Instagram is the top place for health news. Don is analyzing health data on his Instagram page if you want to follow him there. The deaths are almost nothing. We've had more than 700 deaths per the Stanford study just because of 18 of Donald Trump's rallies. We had 1,000 dead on the day Don Jr. said deaths are almost nothing. We had another 900 dead the day after Don Jr. said deaths are almost nothing. There were another 1,000 dead the day before Don Jr. said deaths are almost nothing, and another 1,000 the day before that. These people, aside from being liars and debasing truth, they've debased the value of human life. When 1,000 people per day are dying and they say, we did it, we're rounding the turn, we're doing great, deaths are almost nothing, you're actually devaluing human life. They claim to be pro-life people. They say the reason we're against abortion is we value human life above everything else. Well, apparently they don't value human life above stock market, having a grocery store, allowing full capacity rather than partial, schools, et cetera, et cetera. These are understand the backwards nature of what we're seeing. If you ask people what is most important to you, a lot of these folks say life. Human life is sacred, even at the zygotic stage. And then 1,000 people die, and then another 1,000, and then another 1,000, and they say deaths are almost nothing. In reality, re-election is the most valuable thing to them, way more valuable than life. And the stock market, yes, for sure. And by the way, you know, Don, I guess this is a good moment to insert some facts about therapeutics. Don says, you know, our therapeutics are just absolutely fantastic. Over the weekend, I spoke to an ER doctor friend of mine. And during the big spike we had in Massachusetts, remember, we're in our third spike in the US, but there are places that were able to avoid a second spike. Massachusetts was one of them. During the initial spike in Massachusetts, this friend was moved from the ER to a COVID floor. And he might have to go back there in a few weeks due to the spike that is now being experienced. He said, we really don't have good therapeutics at this point. It's actually remarkable how we still don't have good therapeutics. Hydroxychloroquine was obviously a bust. Fox News pretends like they never even mentioned it anymore. Remdesivir, more recently, it doesn't really seem to have even the modest functioning that we thought it did from early studies. The dexamethasone does seem to help some patients, and that's good. That's really a general thing. Anytime you have inflammation, doctors would guess if you give a steroid, you can reduce inflammation, ideally to put the body in a better state to fight off the virus and heal itself. It's not anything particular about this virus. That's a general medical principle. And so what this doctor was telling me is we really don't have particularly good functioning therapeutics at this point. Now, thankfully, because we managed for a period of time to reduce hospitalizations so that the hospitals were less full. That's reversing, but for a while, hospitals were less full. We have better protocols in terms of ERs being able to recognize the stage of disease, who needs the DEX, who needs a ventilator, who needs oxygen. Thanks to that and the hospitals being less full, we've reduced the mortality rate. It also does seem like when you're spending more time outdoors than indoors, when you do catch it, you're ideally catching it with a lower viral load, which seems to correlate with a less serious case. Okay, all of that stuff. But the therapeutics, we really aren't doing great on. Even the monoclonal antibody data is not great from what we've seen so far. So Don Jr. is wrong about everything. He's wrong morally, he's wrong factually, he's wrong statistically, and of course he's wrong in that they value life above all else. Just look at the way that they've been behaving.